Welcome to the first video of my channel. I thought to start off with I'd do a little video on kind of the little bits and bobs you need keeping your house. So I thought I'd just go through all the little bits that I've got. It is quite helpful to have a little box to stick it all in because you're going to have a lot of stuff. Here we've got cotton. You can never ever have enough cotton balls. You'll use these in the test tubes all the time, and if it's a nuptial flight, they're pretty good for everything. What else we got in here? Got quite a bit. Test tubes. You can never have enough test tubes, whether you've bought some more ants and they've come in a test tube or what. Just keep hold of them. That bad boy. But as you can see in this test tube, you've got the little cotton ball bung and the water, and that's good to go. Ends for your test tubes as well. Can never have enough of these. A bit of pipe insulation. What you can do with this is if you've got a kind of warm loving colony or something that you want to keep in the dark, just stick your test tube in it. Magic. What else have we got? Tape. You're going to need tape every so often because nothing ever fits perfectly and you're going to need it. Scissors, we'll leave those for a bit. Never hurts to have a syringe with a little tip on it like this. Helps you get into the little tight spots. Yeah, it's not too big, just 10 milliliters, but that's plenty. Also, I've got a big one here. I use this one mostly just for squirting water into the mud of me mermaid crow rubra colony. Probably mince that. Little honey pipette. Wow, yeah, that's pretty useful. Just helps you get little drops. Got a syringe of protein here as well. Ideally, if this was open, it'd be in the fridge, but I haven't opened it yet, so it's all good. Here's some other protein. I think this is probably strawberry flavour. Not actually had a colony that likes this stuff yet, but I'll find one. Tweezers. These tweezers are absolutely junk. As you can see, they don't close very well. But you can never have enough tweezers. Ideally, you want some, I think, entomology tweezers, because they're not going to squish your bugs as much. And that's the last thing you want to do if you're picking up your queen, is squish her. Try a tweezer substitute for when you're grabbing mealworms. These are quite useful instead of using the tweezers, because the tweezers are junk. Scissors. You're probably not going to need scissors, but they do help for cutting up mealworms, things like that, and even just cutting up tin foil, things along those lines. Screwdriver. And also we've got this file here. All these are really useful for is you find this test tube here, you stick it in, swirl it around, pull the cotton wool out. Just helps you get it out a little bit easier because they can be a pain in the arse sometimes. An old toothbrush, just good for cleaning around the formicariums. A bit of spare pipe with some adapters on. This is useful if you've ever got a kind of test tube that's run out of water. You can stick on a three-way adapter, plug another end into there, put another end here, and get them to move tubes while also having access to their outworld. And a tinfoil tube cover. So that's the same principle as the thermal cover, but just keeps it dark as well. Vaseline, you can use it on some species, they won't pass it. Lastia sniger, they seem to avoid it most of the time, but Myrmicra groupers, they don't care about it at all. They'll walk straight over it, and it doesn't work at all, but they don't want to escape too bad. But when they do want to escape a bit more, we've got some liquid Ptfe here. I got this one from Kushu. I've used it on my Venus, but I haven't actually used it any more than that yet. There's nothing that's really escaped. Another tube end. Never hurts to have a few little feeding trays, as it just keeps your formicarium a little bit cleaner if you don't cover it in honey and mealworm guts, the likes. Conkers. I'm not sure at all how true this is, but apparently conkers, spiders don't like them. So if you've got your nest in a corner and you don't want spiders in it, put conkers there. But I'm not sure how much it works, and I've got no evidence that it's done anything so far. Seeds. Never hurts to have a lot of seeds. Just grab me this. Got those. Should somewhere. There we are. I've got some dandelion seeds that I collected the other day. But you can never have too much seeds, really, as getting hold of them can be quite hard sometimes to get hold of a good mix. Best bet is just to go to an ant shop, as you can buy big things like this, but there's no variety in there. Just chia seeds. So, yeah, these were a couple quid. That's a couple quid. This one's about 6 quid, but should last forever, I'm guessing, because yeah, there's quite a lot in there. Then we got a pen. You're always going to want a pen because you never know what you're going to have to write down. Bulldog clip. It'll find its use one day, but it's good to have it there. And that's about it in the little box. Now, what else we got? Honey. You can never have enough honey. Wasps are what you got, an ant's kind of cousin, so you don't really have to worry about organic honey, because if it's going to kill a wasp, or if it's going to kill your ants, it would have killed the wasps as well, and they wouldn't have made the honey in the first place, so you're pretty alright on that front. Here we've got some bamboo skewers. They don't cost too much, but really useful for pushing cotton wool down the tubes, things like that. Here we go. A few more bits. Tin foil. Good thing about tin foil is it just holds its shape quite well and it's nice and clean, but you can do something small like this. So you do a tin foil, put a bit of honey on it, stick it in your founding tube, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. It never hurts as well if you're using a species that need a heat map. Never hurts to have a spare one just in case yours fails. I'd also say that with the thermostat as well. It never hurts to have a spare thermostat, because if it fails, you don't want them going cold, and you never know how long you're going to have to wait for the postman. A spare nest, that's kind of a precautionary measure, because, well, you never know what's going to happen. You never know when you're going to be walking along one day, you turn over a stone and find a nest, or if they're going to escape your nest someday soon. Here's a little one I made, but it doesn't have to be anything fancy. See what else we've got. Live food. Here we got me mealworms. We've also got flies in here. Keep them in the dark just to keep them chilled, really. They are dying from a colony, so it doesn't hurt to give them a bit of respect. Same with the mealworms. Mealworms. I think mostly, you're supposed to feed them potato and what else is here? It says on here, carrot and potato. They also don't mind Granny Smith apples, although if you use any other apples, they might not be so keen. Tried a Cox apple, they did not like it. Finally. You're going to want a bit of paper because you never know what you're going to need. And the final thing you're going to need is patience. Yeah, if you've got the ability to not get annoyed or anxious when your ants are going all over the place and things like that, and the ability to wait for their colony to grow, because it doesn't happen overnight. It can take a couple of years to get a good sized colony, and yeah, you gotta be standing around waiting quite a lot of the time. So that's about it with my video, I think. Hopefully you like it. Like, subscribe, all that junk, and have a nice day.